Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil hearts could desire from these nincompoops. Jason, Corey, Elgin, and Spoody.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock band of brothers get together to talk about one of our shared loves, toy collecting. We're here to celebrate how these little colorful pieces of plastic can transform you into a little kid again. What's up, everybody?
Oh, yeah.
What's up?
Hey, Joe. You shut your face. If this is your first time to this podcast, hey, thank you so much for tuning in. That voice you just heard, that was not me. That was Corey, somebody else. We just want to thank you for listening, but we also want to let you know that most of us here aren't toy experts. Well, there might be some, but they're not. Maybe they're probably not.
They're not here.
They're not here. We're just some toy enthusiasts.
They're on order. They're on back order.
I don't know how else to talk about this. There's some really sad news in the toy world. This will have happened a little while ago before this episode comes out, but for us recording it was just a couple days ago. But the Toy Power Podcast is this really awesome podcast that I've been listening to for a long time now, and big fan. They're from Australia, and obviously the accents are half the fun to listen, but they're super cool guys. There's 4 of them too, and it's sad because one of their guys passed away this last weekend. His name was Darren, and he was super cool, man. Where they record is in his basement, and there's some videos. He's got so many fucking toys.
Yeah.
He's like, it's just amazing, and he's like a giant Motu fan, and hearing him talk about Motu and turtles, and
I've listened to a few of those episodes and seen some of the videos, and it's a really good
show.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of cool to hear about like that side of the world's toy releases and
how hard it is for them to get toys all the way to Australia and the struggles they have. And
that'll definitely be felt pretty wide.
It's a huge bummer, and I don't know. It's a bit, just want to talk about it, but not talk about it, but acknowledge it and tell everyone to, they said they're going to try and come back. It's just going to be tough and hard, but there's 5 years of shows on there that you should check them out. They're really, really cool.
Yep. What was it called again?
Toy Power Podcast.
There we go.
Super cool dudes. All right.
We're following them on Instagram. So if you go to our page, they'll link to their page, go to their page as well.
You can find them. All right. Weird segue. Let's introduce the band.
Hey.
Your fellow podcast co-host on lead vocals and rhythm guitar. He's our real American hero. It's Corey Canny.
Hey, I'm Corey Canny.
On vocals and lead guitar, and a
Rhythm
true
vocals.
master of the universe. He's the quiet one, Elgin Arney.
I have the power to say hello.
Next up on the bass guitar, he's more than meets the eye. He's our Transformers guy. It's Spootay.
Hey.
Hey.
Your eyes almost rolled into the back of your head when you said that.
Words are hard this early in the morning. On drums, hey, it's me. I'm Jason. That's who I am. I like stuff and Transformers and things. But guess what, guys? We have a guest in the van with us today. That's right, because I want everyone to think that we record in a van. Because
we should do that.
Because Jason lives in a van because he's poor.
Hey,
because he spends too much money.
He bought
exactly. Oh man, but here this guy, he's biker, part-time Power Ranger, Corey's old friend and our new pal. It's Eddie.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, welcome to the show.
Glad for
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Now that's out of the way, and we're fine. What's awesome about Eddie is that he's just down the road. He's like just over there in the next town over. I had no idea that. Like, I grew up around here thinking that Spoody and I were the only Transformers fans in the world that collected toys until I met these yahoos. But just this whole time, Eddie's just the next town over.
I always thought I was alone, too.
I know.
So if I see the Facebook group, somebody's, posting something in Iowa, I'm like, hey, what's going on? I'm in Iowa also.
You want to be my best friend?
I know.
We should trade toys.
Wait, you're next door? What?
Hey, here's a picture of my penis.
And then okay, and I talked.
I'll do anything for Transformers.
That's sadly true.
I guess it does transform. Gross.
Yeah. I talked to Eddie a couple times in the group, and so I'm out cruising Walmarts like I do, and then I hit Fairfield, and I'm looking at toys, and then this guy comes over and he's like, "What are you looking for?" And I'm like, I knew your face, but until you meet someone in person.
That's why it's like that dude looks way familiar.
I know. And
don't talk to me.
Some random dude walks up and is like, "Hey, what are you looking for?" And I'm like, "Leave me alone. I'm looking for toys."
Like,
this
good
is my time.
Duh.
This is my bubble. What are you? Who talks to people in the toy aisle? And then it was Eddie. And then we stood at Walmart for like 17 hours. I about got fired from work. Well, that's not where I was when I was at Walmart.
No,
just kidding.
Of course not.
But it was fun to just randomly meet you.
It was
in
cool.
a toy section.
I always try to, like, if I see somebody like looking at Hot Wheels, for instance, like, hey, like, so like, what do you collect? Because sooner or later, you run into somebody, you can make deals with somebody or get something you want.
Ah, that's why you talk to people.
That's why I talk to people in the toy aisle, because you can tell if they're buying for their kid because they don't really know what they're looking at. But if you see somebody looking, like, scanning through Hot Wheels or scanning through like figures, they know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Well, sounds like a lot of work. Though.
We're super glad to have you here, Eddie. Why don't you tell everyone about yourself and the kind of toys you collect, what you collect, and I would always love hearing this story. So.
I don't know. I've always collected toys ever since a little kid, and I kind of like at one point in my life was like, all right, you're like a teenager now. It's enough of this, and I got rid of everything. And it actually started when the first Transformers movie came out. I picked up a Jazz because I was like, Jazz is like my guy.
Yeah.
And then it like slowly just like
snowballed.
Snowballed into
since 2007.
Yep,
that's when it
snowballed into. Was it you that sent Jason the message that said, "Fuck you guys! I just spent $280 on toys this week."
I did because I got out of it because honestly I got out of it because of the scalpers, and then like I still on the Facebook group, so if I found a good deal on some figures, and I was like, you know what, I've always wanted those guys. I'm gonna buy them, and it was like $300 later, and then. And then I was telling you about like some Voltron figures I got rid of, and I was instantly regretted it. And was like, well, now I'm going to spend another $110 on that. Like, all right, like, sold it for $90, bought it back for $110. Awesome.
Yeah, that sounds about
smart,
right.
But that's how we learn and relearn and learn again. Well, thank you for being here, man.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
We have a really fun show today. It might look and sound exactly like the podcast you've grown to love and can't live without, but in fact. This episode is an exact replica of the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast.
Oh, God.
Only the most hardcore fan could tell the difference, whether it be the slight discoloration or lesser quality plastic parts. There's definitely a different smell going on here. That's all I know. We're also going to visit a toy store that we're good pals with.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second.
Of course you are. Yes, sir.
That was fantastic.
That was some good.
You like?
I like that.
I enjoyed it.
I stayed up extra late just to write that.
It also shows that Corey never read it because it was written down.
I know. I like to be surprised. Yeah.
Well,
I thought your
it was
book
well
looked
written.
different.
Very well written.
So like I was saying, we're going to visit a toy store that we're friends. We're Insta friends with.
Yes.
Insta buddies.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how it's called. Just want to let everyone know you can follow us on Twitter at Cracktastic Pod and on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Cracktastic Plastic. We have a store too. Like I know you all know this, and I know you've been there, but
so buy something, jerks.
Yeah, like Elgin said. So just go to shop.cracktasticplastic.com. That's how you get there. It's easy. Or go to our website. There's a link right there.
Yeah,
some cool swag.
Buy something so we can eat meat this week.
Yeah,
nice. But right now, let's talk about what toys we've picked up lately in a segment we call Thrill of the Hunt.
Listen up, you fools! If anyone knows more about searching for the most unique items in the world, it's me, Cobra Commander. In my reign as Cobra's leader, I have acquired countless items, but those meddling Joes have foiled my attempt at worldwide domination over and over again. But it's the thrill of the hunt that fuels my superb rule of Cobra. Pay attention to my loyal subordinates as they tell you of their latest exploits and acquisitions. It's the thrill of the hunt. Cobra!
All right, Corey, what did you bring us today?
I brought a lot of shit.
Sweet. That's the smell.
In the spirit of the episode, I brought this knockoff that just came in on Amazon today.
Oh, today?
Yeah, it showed up at my house today. And, oh, hey, there's one of my regular G.I. Joes is in there for
I thought
scale.
a bug fell out of that.
No. So, yeah, no, this is... give me a second. Where's my box? There it is.
Where's my box?
Oh, that's what that business was.
It's a...
Elite Force. I don't know if this is like an Amazon exclusive thing or not, or if it's available anywhere else, but it's... The toy line is Elite Force, and it's 3 3/4 scale. Like, it's the same scale as all my G.I. Joe stuff. And it came with this figure that's actually not bad. Like, the articulation's pretty good. And, like, the shoulders and arms move pretty much the same as, like, as a G.I. Joe.
He's not all floppy.
Yeah, he's actually... Shit, I just hit Eddie's mic and about knocked his toys on the floor. It's actually, it's like, the toy, it feels kind of cheap, but it was $20, and the scale is right, and I'll do some painting and make it cool, and,
But maybe you can cover up, like, the glue spots that are around his...
Maybe, or maybe I'll just give them to Ren to completely ruin.
Is this a replica of a G.I. Joe? So it's not
It's not really a knockoff. It's like,
the brand is cheap-ish. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it's third-party knockoff.
It looks like a Joe toy, though.
Yeah, it totally does, and it's cheap enough, and now that I've got one, I might get a couple more and just do different paint schemes on them, because they're...
Tiger Force.
Like, it's... Yeah. I mean, I might, yeah. It's pretty cool. Like, this thing, it's got little arms, and it'll, like, collapse and shit. And,
is that a rocket launcher?
Yeah.
Of some kind?
So, and I could actually drill that shit out and put some rockets in there if I wanted to. And,
do it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Did you get it just for the show?
I got it because I found a $40 gift card in my wallet, and it's been in the cart for a while.
You should drill it out so you can put bottle rockets in it.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
He does have quad
plan. Yes. So
cool.
I know I didn't get it just for the show. I got it because I found a $40 Amazon card in my wallet, and I needed some clamps for some woodworking stuff, and that just happened to fill out the card.
Yeah.
And then the stuff that my good buddy Jason found for me. This is my second now Netflix War for Cybertron Decepticon Mirage.
Oh, he's cool.
He's so cool. He's my favorite one. It's the only one I wanted. And then finally I was like, well, I had it. I was like, all right, well, I'll give it to Ren. And then Ren lost it. And then Jason found that one for me. And I was like, all right, awesome. And then we found the one. And so, all right, well, Ren's got one now, too. And then he got me the Blue Hiss, the Cobra Hiss 3 from G.I. Joe Retro. It is literally the exact same as the first one that came out, the black one.
Literally.
Just a repaint.
The figure, yeah, I mean, like, I posted in one of the Facebook groups, like, did anybody go out and buy blue spray paint instead of the new Hiss? Because it's, I don't know, I'm glad I've got it. Shit, I keep hitting stuff. I'm glad I've got it because I want to get all the vehicles, but I mean, it's just disappointing that they have all of these other molds from all of the other re-releases that they've done, and they just gave us a second thing that's the exact same, and it's just kind of disappointing.
Is that because of their manufacturing and they just have it already set up for molds?
Maybe, but I mean,
it comes with Rip It.
Yeah, it comes with Rip It. And nobody gives a shit about that. And
so
then
like
the third of my Funko Pops, the Cobra Bat that Jason found for me. It's cool. I mean, people are scalping these things for $30. I'm like, stupid because they're all over Walmart still. And then
hit the mic again.
One more time.
I'm gonna hit the microphone one more time. And then this is the most important one.
Oh, okay.
This is this was a real thrill. I forgot that I even had this, and I found it in my storage. It's
Corey,
like Mr. Penis Head.
Yeah, it is.
And he like comes with all of the attachments. Like he's got little feet and a tongue and hands.
Oh my goodness!
I know.
It's Mr. Potato Head,
but it's dick.
Mm-hmm. But it is.
Yeah. So you guys can pass him around and play with him.
That's some Cracktastic plastic.
Yeah.
You got there.
Totally.
Wow. That's real. You'll see it in the video.
And I mean, I brought some more stuff, but that's enough about me.
Very nice, Elgin. Look at those fun toys.
I bought all of the new Revelation figures from Masters of the Universe.
Yes.
Wave 1 and the Skelegod and Battle Cat. So I saw Skelegod first. I think I talked about this on the show that I wasn't going to buy these, and they're all here.
Let's play the tape.
I am not going to buy Revelation figures.
These things are stupid and I hate them.
Yeah, they're the wrong size. They look terrible.
And you fucking love them.
Well, but then I got Skelegod, and he's badass.
Skelegod is probably the best looking one so far.
He's so cool, dude.
Yeah, he was pretty excited to show him to me when I was at
I was.
weeks ago. He's like, hey,
look
check
at
this out. Come here.
Yeah.
Let's dig through my box. Look at me stuff.
The nice thing with these, all of the parts will connect to Origin figures as well.
Whoa.
So you can take off these hands of Skelegod and put them onto like a regular Skeletor and get Terror Claws, basically.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do something like that. Or put like his head on Skeletor as well. Passing around the penis.
Speaking of head.
Yeah. When they originally put out the pictures of these, they looked bad. And that's why I was like, I don't want it, because the original promo pictures of these did not look as good as they do in person. Then seeing them in person, like most things, and
they're pretty badass.
And the boxes with them are awesome. The artwork on them is great. The side in the back is really nice. They did really well on these. So there's Skelegod, and I have Mossman attacking Skeletor, and Skeletor has another like a cloth cape as well. And Mossman has a vine attachment for his hand that can like shoot out an attack, like he was doing that attachment. And then He-Man is caressing Evil Lyn on top of Battle Cat as part of our fan fiction for that. So. And then her head is swappable too with the original head.
So the only critique I have about those is that Battle Cat's armor makes it look like his back is hunched in a way that he's about to take a shit.
Yeah, the saddle is weird. Yeah, it has like double straps on it as well.
Yeah,
which is weird.
Like he looks like he's squatting.
There's her regular Evil Lyn's head. So it's like the vintage style. And Skeletor comes with a Havoc staff and a shaping staff as well. So, but you can take off Battle Cat's armor, and he looks more like Cringer. And now he looks more like Cringer.
He really does.
Let me turn this around so you guys can see. Now he's more Cringer-like.
Very much.
Out there,
which
they kind of did that in the Classics line, where they had when he took off his mask. He had that scared Cringer look to him in his eyes. So then when you put this on, it already has eyes on it, so it makes it like it's Battle Cat.
I like that the jaw opens and closes and
yeah. And for toy photography, these are great. Like these are like insanely, movable, because there's like 30 points of articulation for like all this stuff, and it's just then seeing people do like stop motion with it, and
oh really?
It's insane like what they can do with this type of stuff.
30 POA for you nerds. Those are so freaking cool.
They're
man.
Definitely cool.
It's so hard not to buy those.
I keep seeing an ad on Facebook for the Netflix series that is just stop motion of the toys.
Oh really?
That'd be cool. There's a guy that does it. He works, I think, maybe he's in part with Masters, like the Master Universe, like Twitter account and Instagram account or something. And he does a lot of these stop motion. Just look up his stuff, and
it's like it's a dance battle.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
and Skeletor.
Yeah.
Oh, that
they just released another one with like the rest of these figures, and it's really cool. It's like 2 minutes long, and it's a really cool like. And he showed it at his house. Like he has to like drills out the feet. So he puts like little metal pieces in his floor, so he can like, move them in so they stand up and everything. Mm-hmm. It's really cool.
So this is wave 1.
So wave 1 is Mossman, Skeletor, He-Man, and Evil Lyn. That's like the wave 1 for figures.
Yep.
Wave 2 should be out now. I'm trying to think who it is. It's like Spikor.
Oh yeah.
And who else was it? Tila. And Man-at-Arms, and
he's just naming characters.
Yeah.
Orko in there anywhere?
No, not yet. It was another evil person.
Triclops?
No, well, he's coming out, but later. But they're on the Triclops one. They're doing him with his cult clothes. Nice. It's going to be a deluxe set.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
I have like his regular clothes and like his cult leader clothes that he has.
Yeah.
Beastman. That's who
I
it is.
said that.
Did you say that? I wasn't listening to you.
I said it kind of timidly because I
Okay.
wasn't sure.
So Beastman, Man-Arms, Tila, and Spikora.
And we were
That'd be
just
way
naming
too.
characters. So.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the official wave 2. Wave 3, I think, is coming out as well.
Boxman,
Box-
UPS man.
It's Boxor. Duh. But yeah, and then Wave 3 will be out soon. I think pre-orders for those are coming out too. And then the one I want to get that's coming out now is Faker, and that's exclusive at Target. Most of these are Target.
Of course.
They just started putting them out at Walmart, like Skull God and Battle Cat. That's about it.
Yeah, they've got a Battle Cat at my Walmart.
Yeah, they have those. Those two are out right now at Walmart, but Target has pretty much the rest of the stuff. So
And we don't have a Target.
no, so I have to drive places. But that's
Awesome. Man, those toys are cool.
Yeah.
All right, Spooty, what do you got? What'd you find?
I got a couple
Look
blue
at
dudes.
that. You're into the blue dudes today.
Yeah,
Blue
I got
Man Group.
the Kingdom tracks, which is pretty cool.
He looks awesome.
You can open him if you want. He's just loose in the box. He's not bad.
It's not shakeable.
He's got a trick to transform.
Those legs
His
are weird.
legs without breaking them. And then so don't give him to Corey. But he's surprisingly good.
Yeah, he's neat.
I like him. Mine didn't have the
Super loose legs.
well. His like knee joints are really loose,
Yeah.
and the part that like everyone else is having problems with is fine.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. But he's
Same with
gonna
mine.
probably just
Not
sit in the
too bad.
box. And I also got the Titans Return Soundwave at
He looks awesome.
He's a big
some
boy.
dumb event that I went to this weekend or last weekend.
Oh, I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
looks
Which
awesome.
I'm pretty sure I have the blaster version of it too.
Ready for
Somewhere
that
in a
picture.
box.
sorry.
But,
I wasn't doing anything.
he's not bad. It's big, a decent deal on him.
Yeah, he's cool, man.
This tracks is cool. I like the flight mode in it.
Yeah, it's great that they kept it. You know, they don't.
And he
ever
actually
have
looks like a
to,
C3 Corvette.
but yeah. Yeah, his vehicle mode is slick too. It looks good.
Yeah, and his robot mode's really, really close to the original.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Edster,
What's up, man?
What have you found lately?
Well, in the
He's looking.
Dead air.
Can't find it.
Dead air.
In the
I'm
dead
sorry,
air,
sorry.
I found these.
I actually got a KO Beast Wars Megatron that I've been wanting, but I wasn't going to pay like $370 for.
No.
And then I have a Infinite Transformation Dinobot, which is like a Masterpiece Beast Wars Dinobot for like a third of the price.
So are these are the third party ones?
That's a third party Dinobot, and that is a KO Megatron.
Okay.
And I actually have a KO MP Black Narachnia too, but she's like super Finley and like her spider legs fall off.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to like risk bringing her. She's kind of fragile.
Oh, these colors are so pretty.
I really like that like orangey copper color on that guy.
And the Megatron's got a bunch of parts that like they actually don't. I mean, you can transform with them on, but they actually come off, so it's easier to transform. So I just leave him off. He's actually all the stuff's still in the box.
Cool.
But his electronics work like the actual MP. Like everything works like it should.
Sweet.
That's pretty
And his
awesome.
knee joints are metal. Like
Nice.
Like metal.
they're super metal. But like
Oh, ratchety. Yeah.
Ooh,
they
fancy.
ting really nice.
Ting ting.
But yeah. And
So, are you a Beast Wars guy in general, or what are you trying to say?
I like Beast Wars. Beast Wars was like, I mean, real big when I was a kid. I was in early middle school, so I'd get home from school and watch Beast Wars. So, and Dinobot was always my favorite character. Dinobot and Rat Trap. So,
Aw.
Dinobot's got some weight to him.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They feel
and
like
like
super
I
sturdy.
bought the official MP like Primal, and I bought the official MP Cheetor, and then I was like, they're like, yeah, we're doing a Dinobot, and I got super pumped, and then I saw the price of it, and I was like, nah,
Yeah, I don't like it that much.
yeah. And at the time, I was kind of getting out of collecting a little bit, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then They actually have a KO of the Dinobot, and then Infinite Transformation did their version of the Dinobot. It's the same mold, everything. So I just got this guy because third party is a little bit better than KO's.
Who made that, Eddie?
This guy?
Yeah.
Infinite Transformation.
Okay.
They actually have, they made I hate to say KO because it's not a KO, it's like a third party, but it's third party copy of the KO Mega, or no, not KO Megatron, MP Megatron 2. That was their first figure they did, and this is the second figure they did. And a lot of people didn't like this one. When the first wave of them that came out, they had problems with the feet breaking off when you transform because the tolerances are so tight. Mm-hmm. But which is, I think, is a good thing. But I mean, if you break it, but I don't ever play with my stuff. I'm not going to transport that into a Raptor.
I was just going to ask, how long does it take?
Never.
His head kind of looks like Thanos.
He's super dope, and his eyes work. His eyes,
damn.
Like
I didn't see that.
The original or the official had a feature in it where his eyes lit up red. And if you held down the button, they would light up green to do the episode where he blew up the disc with his green eyes.
Yeah.
So the same color.
So, yeah. And he even has like the little like eye bolts. Yeah. He even has like the little eye bolts that like come out and you can like hold the disc. It's cool.
Elgin's colorblind. So
I'm sorry, Elgin. That's terrible.
Yeah, idiot.
Nothing I can do about it.
I feel terrible now. My father-in-law's colorblind too.
Except wear those glasses that supposedly
rose-colored glasses that
change it.
make it so that you can actually see whether or not your shirt's green or red.
Have you ever tried a pair?
No. Amanda keeps talking about it. Afraid that I'll see what color things are.
Yeah,
that's terrible. I don't.
I'll be honest. That's the first time I've ever held a masterpiece in my hand,
and then
so I've never actually played with the big boys.
Masterpieces are cool, but like they're getting expensive, and then they just reissue same characters.
I had the MP1. I just can't find them now. I feel bad.
That's a great one. I know. That's like solid die cast, like.
And I guess I do have the Bumblebee one too, but these are big boys.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're beautiful.
They are in it. I don't know.
Where's that ruler, Corey?
I really like the MP
How big
line.
are those?
But with them reissuing the same characters, it's getting to the point where it's kind of hard.
We had to take the tape measure away from Corey.
Take the tape measure away? I would totally measure him.
All right. That's good.
Yep. I'm
okay,
good.
Well, I got some things too. I'm pretty excited about it.
There we go.
Let's see.
I found the tape measure. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. I'll just keep talking. So, yeah, this, it'll be a few months ago, but and that's why we took it away. This last weekend, we just had our first big event, the Cracktastic Plasticon.
Yes.
Yeah. Woo.
And all
Great
of
job.
us were there, and we had some vendors come and sell some toys and comics, and we had our own little con, and it seemed to go pretty well.
I thought so.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I was there I was only able to be there for a little bit, but it was cool.
But you were there.
I was so there.
I waited for you and you never showed.
That's
I know.
true. That happened.
He was in. He signed some autographs. He was out.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's Corey.
Yeah.
Did some blowies in the alley.
But it was, it was great. It was, we're always going to the toys, so we just thought, let's bring the toys to us.
Yeah.
That was half of the point, I think, of doing it. But
Yeah, I mean, I bought stuff there.
I
so.
bought a lot of stuff, and I didn't.
Maybe on
several
a next
things.
episode.
I saw several things I wanted to buy had I not just quit my job that morning.
Yeah.
True. I only did bring one thing that I got there, but I got this Titan Returns Gnaw. One of the vendors, Jason Zbornik, you know him from previous episodes, was there.
JSB.
But I brought it in because I did just pick up the Studio Series 86 Gnaw that was
Good
in the
Gnaw.
store the other day. I finally got a few shelves up at home, and I started an 86 shelf, a movie shelf.
For the listeners, that's gnaw like you're gnawing on a piece of meat, not like girl.
Nah, girl, I ain't fronting.
What?
So, and then
Get out.
you know how you're in the toy aisle and you see a toy and you're like, nah, not this time. The real gnaw, not
But
the
then
good,
you're like,
not
nah,
the good gnaw.
this time.
But you're like, I don't want that toy, and you go back and it's there, and you're like, I don't want that toy, and then you go back 17 more times and it's still on the shelf, and you're like, I don't want it. You talk yourself into getting it. Yeah, Corey's holding up his Decepticon Mirage. And then you're like, something in you is like, you know what? Either
something's just gnawing at you.
You spend 17 trips to the store talking yourself out of getting this toy, rationalizing the hell out of it.
You already spent that much in gas to get there.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm always going to the store, but and then you're like, something in you. You finally decide to, whatever it is. You're like, okay, you know what? Maybe I do want that toy. 18 trips later, maybe I do want that toy. And you know what? I'm excited because I've seen it on the shelf 17 times before, so it's going to be there. 18th time you go in, motherfucker's gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
every time.
You mean like the War for Cybertron shockwave?
Everything. War for Cybertron. Yeah. So, oh my god. And so
bringing up old wounds.
There's this, and it's so dumb. I never wanted these. Because I talked myself out of them forever. They're the
explain yourself.
Cyberverse one-step Transformers. This is one. How many steps? One.
These are the ones you buy for your 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Or Corey.
Or
Corey's wife.
But then I just,
would have to Google that anyway.
I was just one day I'm like, how?
Sorry, she won't listen to this.
I always saw this Repugnus one-step Cyberverse toy, and I'm like, every time I looked at it, I'm like, man, that's cool, because when he looks like a bug, it's really neat. And I think to myself, how many Repugnus toys do you see? None, ever. They've never really done this toy very much at all. And like, so I was like, well, maybe and then I'm like, I was like, shit,
spit it out.
I need it. I'm like, because he doesn't exist in the world very much, the character. So I'm like, well, all right. And then I go to get him. It's not there. But anyway, I found him somewhere. Same thing.
Walmart.
Yep. And then, oh man, I forgot his name. Just blanked.
Tanky.
Bludgeon.
Tanky.
Yes. The Ninja Warrior. And same with him. He's not a very common toy.
Is he a ninja?
Yes.
He's a samurai.
Oh.
For real.
He's a tank.
There is actually a version of him that's big.
Yeah. The versions of them are cool, but they're not the big characters that we know and love.
Sure.
And then fucking Skybite. You're like, seriously, it's a
Skybite?
It's a shark that flies around.
Oh, like Sharknado.
Yeah, basically.
Is Tara Reid going to come at it with an unplugged hedge trimmer?
but at the same time, I just in my brain it was like, these characters are fucking cool, even if they're
got a dick
simple.
on its head.
I know, right?
I think it's supposed to be a shark fin, but it's
was
definitely
a legit character.
Yeah,
Skybite was a cool character.
So I ended up talking myself into needing these toys that I passed on 100 times.
Did you get? Are these the only ones you have?
These are the only ones. There's still one that I want. Hopefully,
you didn't buy the Starscream one.
I don't think there is a one-step Starscream in this wave
line.
anyway.
Okay.
There's
so those ones I sent you, they were a different line.
Yes.
Comes with its own fidget spinner.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's cool, right? Anyway, just the combination of a rare character that I just don't see much, and they're little, so they're good little desk bots, and I couldn't help it. And so there's a whirl too, and I'm like, you don't get a lot of whirls in the world.
I think the last whirl I saw was G1 and then Thrilling 30.
Yep, and he's a cool one. But I got some of them.
Sweet.
And it's embarrassing because yes, flying Sharknadoes and they're the dumbest little toys that anyway.
I mean, this make a good bath toy.
Maybe y'all can relate to passing on that toys 100 times and then deciding
no, like
you need
Elgin
it.
said, you play with it in the bath. And
All right, let's move on. What do you say? Let's get into the topic at hand. Knockoffs. Yeah.
Knockoffs.
He said it.
It's a thing. Well, what's exciting is this is kind of Eddie's pick. We let the guest kind of pick the topic, and since I've known Eddie for all of the 2 months that I've known him, almost every conversation has to do with KOs and knockoffs, and he's a big fan. And like, what are you doing to my toys?
Nothing.
Oh my god.
They're humping. Straight up humping.
Fan fiction.
Eddie's been really working it hard to like sell me and everyone he can talk to about the glory, the greatness, the trying to break down the walls, the myths of the KO being a bad thing.
I had my reservations when I started getting knockoffs.
Tell us about.
I really got into the MP figures. The Masterpiece line was something I really wanted to get into, but I mean, I got a Masterpiece Prowl here, and that was my first Masterpiece figure, and my wife paid $90 for that thing. Oof. And it's like, yeah, it's cool, but I mean, it's not really $90 cool. Like, I mean, if you want to,
you don't want to play with it because
you don't want to play with it because you're going to break it.
You break a $90 toy, and then you're just like, well, fuck.
Exactly. So, my first KO I think I got like a $50 Amazon gift card, and I got a KO MP Sideswipe for $30 shipped to my house from China.
Right on.
And I watched videos, YouTube reviews, and people are like, oh, this one's okay. Like, like some things don't tab in well. Sometimes the juice, like the joints are loose. And I got it in the mail, and I pulled it out of the box, and the only thing that was wrong with it is the chest wouldn't tab into the torso. So I literally just shaved it down with a razor, and it looks exactly like a masterpiece.
Jeez.
And I was sold after that. I was like, why am I spending $90 on a masterpiece figure when I could spend $35 on a KO?
And 90 is the cheapest side of Masterpiece Transformers.
For instance, Masterpiece Dinobot, $350. I paid
one toy.
I got this used off a guy. I think I got him, and Black Narachnia for $180 shipped to my house.
Jeez.
Dang.
And
yeah, so $60 for a $350 toy, and you can't really tell. I mean, on the shelf, you can't tell the difference, right?
Nope, you can't tell the difference at all. I mean, sometimes I think Dinobot's color is a little different.
Yeah.
But my thing is I don't collect for money, for monetary value. I collect because it's characters I like. Mm-hmm. It's what I want to see on my shelf. So it's like, I don't plan on selling this. I have this KO smokescreen. I don't ever plan on selling that.
Are you sure? Just kidding. Go ahead. Just keep talking.
I got cash in my pocket right now.
Like I got him and they come in a box. They come in like a Takara box. Like it's got the hologram on it, and it's like I know it's KO. But I don't care. And like I said,
it doesn't take away from the nostalgic feel when you look at it on your shelf.
And they look awesome on my shelf.
Oh, they do.
And the $30 one or the $60 one, you can take off and play with it and not like freak out so much over it being.
Yeah, if I drop this and break it, I can order another one and I'd still be under than what I paid for an official.
And the ones from China will just completely rip off everything.
Yeah.
We'll have Takara on the box.
Because they don't have any of the issues with copyright laws. Like they just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So it's similar with when they're copying Gibson guitars or Gibson as they're called.
Gibson, yeah.
That's what
they're getting
really? Yeah.
Gibson?
Yeah. Gibson. That's what people call them because they're from China.
Oh, that's amazing.
But they're, exact in quotes because a lot of times when people get them to start playing them, they don't even play well. They may look exactly like a Gibson Les Paul, but they won't. You have to fix so much stuff because they spend all
There's
the
functionality need with guitars.
Yeah,
a toy on your shelf
may look exactly.
With that
so
said, though, occasionally there's like a diamond in the rough that shows up, and they feel and play and sound fantastic. Yeah, and it's just a matter of how hard they were beating the laborer that day. I think.
Yeah,
and you have the same problem with toys. Like I've gotten some KOs where like, man, that leg is loose. It's a loose leg. But I've also gotten KOs where like. Some people say these aren't KOs. These are, failed like QC problems. Like, it's got a loose elbow. Sell it for a third of the price.
But with toys, they're a little easier to fix than guitars with intonation and playability. It's it may look exactly the same, but it's not. It doesn't actually work.
Speaking of quality control, so this is a total knockoff figure that I got from Larry Watanabe at the last Halloween-a-Palooza, and these were Walgreens figures, and you can see that he's missing an arm. I'll pass him around. He's missing an arm not because anything broke, but because the rivet just came out, and the arm just fell off.
Had enough.
And yeah, like here's the other dude, like one of the other two. But like,
oh my, he about
yeah,
pulled that leg out.
I know, because they don't.
That's wrong.
Like,
How does that? That's not right.
His leg will not straighten out, like because of the way the waist piece is molded. It just like the leg just comes out. Like these are so fucking cheaply made.
That's sitting guy.
Yeah, he's. So those knockoffs are shit.
Oh God.
Oh, there's tons of shit knockoffs.
I don't own any knockoff He-Man toys, I guess.
Do they?
I don't even know if they make
I was going to say,
really.
like, I've never really looked around, but I haven't ever heard of any knockoff.
The only thing I can
stuff.
think of that they did in the 80s was there was a company called Remco that put out 5.5 scale figures that were in the same mold of like the torso and legs and arms.
Yeah, but those are vintage toys now, and those are expensive.
They are
too.
expensive.
I got a question for you, Eldon, with the whole knockoff thing. Okay, so from listening to the podcast, I know you want a King Randor figure.
Sure.
Does he
right?
ever?
Okay, if there was a
nice.
knockoff company that put out a King Randor figure, looked exactly like it did, looked exactly like the original, but it had a loose knee, would you buy it?
Well, I mean, if it was a vintage figure,
content.
it wouldn't have a knee that was loose. It'd be a hip.
Okay, a hip.
Probably. I mean, if it looked exactly like the vintage one, more than likely. But I've never seen any. Yeah, it depends on what the price is. If it's like $30, sure, because they're like $300 now. Complete. If it was for a fraction of the price, sure. But I just haven't seen it.
Elgin definitely goes on and on about I want original only.
Yeah, I mean,
I want
do
the
like
vintage.
I do like the vintage.
So would he be okay with a not real, but
I mean, I've seen people do, just make molds of.
Yeah.
There's a guy on Rainbow Yawn that does.
I haven't really seen a whole lot of He-Man knockoffs.
Yeah, I know that's the problem. I haven't seen a lot of them.
I mean, it would be nice if they would. It would be nice if they'd release like an Origins King Randor.
That'd be nice. I would buy that.
Yeah. And then you'd at least have the character.
I mean, I have
collection.
Scareglow from Origins. I never
Ninjor.
had that.
Yeah.
I had Ninjor. Never had that as a kid, and they look great.
Yeah, that Ninjor is such a cool figure.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
The Scareglow is awesome.
Yeah.
I need to bring. You've probably seen.
I have,
him, yeah.
On the topic of kind
And
of
he glows in the
crappy
dark still.
knockoffs, so that yellow one you got there is kind of a crappy knockoff.
oh, it's awful.
It's awful.
It's really bad.
His arm's just hanging there,
I
isn't
can't
it?
believe. Yeah, this has never ever been.
Oh man.
And so
Pretty loose.
That was
this
out of the
is-
box.
It's like a Leo Prime.
Leo Convoy.
Yeah, and so he's clearly not the colors of the real.
Was he in the picture? The colors of the real one?
Nope.
No.
I have that one too. It's exactly the same.
It's got a lot of gold plastic, so that's some the most fragile stuff in the
GPS.
world. Yep. So, and he doesn't tab together worth of shit up at the shoulders, and that arm was never tight in any way at all. I couldn't believe I got him to stand here on the table.
That was a Big Lots.
Was
That's
that a big
worse
lot?
than me.
You get that from Big Lots?
I guess I did. I've had it so long, I don't remember.
This arm's worse than me after a weekend by myself.
Heyo.
Heyo.
But on the other hand, he's beautiful. I know that I'll never have a real Leo Convoy Prime, and
Yeah.
But he looks fine on the shelf.
he looks
Yeah.
cool to
Luckily,
me.
his arms can just hang there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's like, fight me, bro.
And snaps. Yeah.
Bro Prime.
Yeah. He's cool, but and you can just tell that the plastic is the cheapest plastic you've ever felt in your life.
Yeah, it definitely feels Easter basket.
Speaking of
Classic,
Easter basket, I've got this Superion here that is it's already so yellowed.
That's bad.
These joints, this
Holy
is
crap.
broken. I mean, it's never really existed.
How old is that toy?
Spooty, any ideas? This
Well,
arm,
that's when Kmart was still here. And
okay.
I had to put tape around that peg to hold the fist into his butt there.
I mean, that explains the yellowing, I guess. I thought if it was a new toy and it's already that yellow.
You can see them super cheap stickers.
So looking about 15 years, maybe.
And so, yeah, he was just another...
I mean, unless he was sitting out in the sun, 15 years is not enough time for this much
No,
yellowing.
Dude, Gordman's used to sell those.
Yeah, so it's that kind of... Those where I got it, and it was on that just single card bubble packy type of box.
I don't even want to touch it.
So they had,
I'm like clumsy. And I'm like rough with my things.
This Leo is like very light also.
Yeah.
Like for this, as large as the figure is, it's very light and feels very cheap.
That one's not so bad in that the plastic's kind of all flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still, it kind of feels like a dollar.
Glittery gold.
It kind of feels like a Dollar Tree toy.
Yeah.
Like the quality of it.
Yeah, I can see that, there.
And so this is all I've ever known of knockoffs until I met Eddie, to be honest. In my head, all knockoffs were the cheapest of cheap plastic. They're about to fall apart.
So the Superion's kind of like the worst version that they'd put out of those two.
I agree.
He's got noticeable thigh gap.
I agree. I have that one. There was a Devastator that wasn't terrible. There was the Protectobot one.
Yep. I might have him too. I just didn't want to.
He was okay.
I don't think that's supposed to veer off to the side like that.
He's dressing to the right.
But there was like 3 or 4 of the combiners.
Yep.
But he was probably like.
Oh,
he was the worst. Like even the G1 toy.
With those hips, it's so awkward and weird.
This fist looks super cheap too. Just
yeah.
It was like, what go in the parts bin? Let's find. Okay, throw that on there.
And those are pretty notorious for like the heads breaking off the arms and legs.
Kind of like what Eddie was saying. On the shelf, it feels good. I don't care. I don't give a shit.
That's how I feel about it. It looks cool on the shelf.
And I mean, I probably have 4 of the 5 guys anyway, but like, it's just good to see the combiner stand up to me, or just to see them there. That's going to fall, all of that.
I think I put like the one that I was missing in with the actual ones.
Yeah. So it's.
And I'll buy like legit, like, Takara products if I can find a good deal on it. I'm not gonna pay Scott. Like, I got an MP10. I paid $180 for that. That was like $30 or $40 over retail. Like, I don't mind paying for like that much for a room, but I'm not gonna pay somebody $350 for an MP10.
No.
Yeah. So those were maybe $10.
Yeah,
like, they were super cheap.
Like both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm never going to be the masterpiece guy. I just can't. I can't. It's not that I can't afford it. It's just, I guess my toy priorities. I don't know if I'm ever going to get into $300, $400 every time I want a toy, which I would never mean that against the quality and the coolness of the toy. It's just like, man, that's one toy every 2 months, or there's 8 toys every 2 months. So I'm, now, maybe I'll get there.
The engineering and the quality of those, like, it's fairly
incredible.
worth it.
But to see that you can get close and with such great quality for such a fraction of the price, that's incredible. Yeah. I've recently started. I've been looking back at G1 stuff, and I've always seen the Dinobots, but there's a set of knockoffs right now that are out there that are not bad. I've seen a lot of good reviews of G1 Dinobots, and I'm really thinking about it.
Yeah, and the G1 Dinobots had problems, if I'm correct. Like, they weren't very good figures.
No.
Oh, yeah, the plastic was terrible on them.
Really brittle and snappy.
Yep. So I'm like, I've started considering getting a knockoff. That'd be cool.
Especially if it was a better,
because I never had the Dinobots, all of them, and it'd be my chance to get them, and because I can't afford them now, because
the only with the masterpiece price tag, the only thing comparable for Motu stuff is the Mondo figures that are like 1/6 scale. And those are like $300 or more. So, and they have like multiple heads to change out, multiple arms, and hands and stuff, tons of accessories. But that's about the closest comp to like what these masterpiece ones are, is that Mondo. I wish Motu stuff had knockoffs, because I've never seen any that were exact copies,
but different, but cheap.
Yeah,
right.
Like I said, with the Remco stuff, it was the head sculpt was different. It was its own line. It was like Galaxy Warriors or something like that, or like John Blackstar
maybe.
And so that was its own line. The only thing, they just swapped out the head, and it was with the same body.
Because Motu's just always been affordable.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, the vintage figures were $5.
Maybe the vehicles got knocked off at some point. Maybe
I haven't even seen any of those.
Or
it's weird.
Or I can't believe there isn't a Eternia that's a knockoff at this point, but.
Oh yeah, the tower, the tornado playset. Yeah. That would be cool. If like,
because that's the only way you'd get it.
Yeah,
you wouldn't care if it wasn't real.
If it had everything exactly the same.
Oh, who cares?
I'm keeping my fingers crossed for an Origins one.
They need to make Snake Mountain first, and then Fright Zone, and then
Corey, you dug out some things.
I did. I dug out a bunch of stuff. Like I have a mix and match here of original versus knockoff versus, I guess, third party. I don't know. Like these three here are all Black Major. I've got an Alley Viper, Steel Brigade, and just a Cobra Trooper, and these are all made by Black Major. You can tell, you can tell for one thing, like the original Steel Brigade, all these pieces would have been like molded this color, and these are all painted. But like you can see, there's like little splits around the joints and the arms and stuff, and like there's a definite difference in the quality. Like even from one Black Major figure to the next, like. The tightness in the joints of that Steel Brigade.
This dude's knee is like I'm afraid to even try to even bend
versus this guy, they're almost floppy. This guy is actually the Alley Viper is actually pretty well made. His knees are a little bit loose, but I opened him up and like put a bunch of super glue on him and let it dry just to thicken up the plastic. Yep. Other than that, he's actually pretty good. And then I have some core figures, like the Leonard core figures from the 80s that were released, kind of alongside the G.I. Joes. This is a core figure.
The Pimp Stash guy or the handlebar guy.
And I got some of the Star Force ones, which the Star Force figures I thought were like really fucking cool.
Yeah.
But just to show cool. How close they are. So this guy, his name's Muskrat. And like this is Muskrat with the legs and waist
Muskrat
from with the legs and the waist from a Leonard figure, and then this is another Joe, the driver of the Snowcat. What the hell's his name? It's not Snowjob.
If you don't know it, none of us do.
I mean that's the name of one character.
Handsy.
Anyway, like. This looks like it could have just been the way that he was released, I think, and I put him together because the figure was kind of shit, but just the chest and the head are original, and the rest of it all came from, like, Leonard figures. And so, like, those Leonard and G.I. Joe figures, like, the quality of these is actually really good. The old Leonard, like, core figures, like, really well-made figures. And they interchange. The only real difference is the chest, shoulder area was spread a little more on the core figures.
It's like Frank Zappa on his
face. Like the Leonard figure is like a third party, like dude that does.
I mean, no. Black Major and Red Laser are like third party ones. Yeah. They're just like dudes in their basements making toys. Leonard was like they still make toys.
Sounds like cool dudes.
Yeah.
But it was just a competing toy company in the 80s, and G.I. Joe got super popular, so they made their core figures, and they're really good, but I never had them when I was a kid because those were the cheap ones, and I wanted G.I. Joes. And then I brought with me a couple of original Bat figures, which you want to talk about expensive. I mean, this is $200 in my hand. But
you can buy the Funko for $15.
I know. So like if you look at these close, you can see that like the holograms on the chest pieces, the one in Eddie in your left hand is an original, and the one in your right hand is not.
That's $200.
Like the lenticular material is.
Okay.
I just sold 3 of those last week.
Really?
So just the figures.
So you have $600 of cash.
No, I sold just the figures, and their paint was shit. One of them had the wrong waist, and like one of them was missing an arm, and I sold them for $75, and that was cheap. People were like, "Oh shit, I would have paid $100 for that set."
So this one,
that one's all original.
This one's original. This one's.
No, yeah, that one. So the figure is original. Just the chest piece is not original.
Because this chest piece the original one looks like 10 times better.
Yeah.
It's
it actually shifts.
It's got like depth in it.
Yeah, and then if you look at the accessories in the back, you can see like the one that has not got the original chest piece.
Does his hand pop off?
Yeah, yeah, they all interchange.
Does now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So if you look at the other one, the one that's got the not original chest piece, if you look at the accessories on the back, you can kind of tell which accessories are original and which ones aren't because the color of the plastic is just like different. A little muted. But so those are like the two of the accessories in that one are complete knockoffs. Like other than you can tell because the color is a little different. Like other than that, it's the exact same mold. Someone just cast the original pieces. And I've talked about this before, but that's because like one of the original hands, someone's going to charge $30 for that, or I can buy 2 complete sets of knockoffs for $30, like with the backpack and everything. Like,
that's okay with you.
I was perfectly okay with me. I don't give a shit. Like it just
want to have the character.
Yeah, I want to have it. I want to be able to look at it on the shelf and see that it's complete and it's cool and it's different enough that if I ever do sell it, I'll be able to say, hey, you can tell this is different.
Right.
It's going to be hard to pass it off as an original. But like for me, the G.I. Joe stuff, the knockoff stuff, like and the third party stuff, like all right, the cheap knockoff stuff from Walgreens, no, that stuff sucks. It just falls apart. But I didn't care. It was something that fits into a battle scene, and I don't care if they get messed up. And I paid Larry $1 a piece for them, so who cares? Sure. But like being able to complete these figures and not have to spend, like to buy a complete original. This guy, I mean, if I put him on eBay now, he'd go for $120 easily. If I tried to sell this guy because he's complete and has a couple of original accessories, he'd still go for 80 or 90 easily. But just to be able to complete those, like if I had to piece this guy together, it would probably be more like $200. Like just to buy a piece at a time, like
for a G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
This guy he's talking about is the Cobra Bat.
Yes, the Battle Android Trooper. And people army build them, so they got stupid expensive. Yes. But and then there's this guy like, I think I already passed him around Muskrat, and I just I was like, he was super green and like super shitty, and so I took him apart and like
unshittied him.
Yeah, like I repainted him, gave him a T-shirt and and put a new set of legs on him and stuff, just playing around. But I like the third party stuff and the knockoff stuff, as long as it's not too cheaply made, because it fills out my collection for not a ridiculous amount of money.
Is there a website that you guys buy?
Yeah, I just was going to say that before we wrap it up, maybe we can give some. I mean, one of the big pieces of advice would be do your research.
Oh yeah,
because as
watch
we can
videos,
see on this table,
lots of YouTube videos.
Yeah, we got the extreme super shit pieces of crap plastic to you almost can't even tell, wouldn't know. So
there's a guy I watch on YouTube. His name's Ben's Collectibles. Yeah. He's got his like legit channel and then he has a KO channel. And it's spelled it's the exact same thing, but like the collectibles is spelled KO instead of CO.
Like it.
And that's where I watched, that's where I watched the video on this, the Dinobot and eBay.
Yeah.
You can literally just get on like MP Autobot.
That's where you
MP
go to get screwed over.
No. Yeah. No, I mean, you can get on eBay and just search Black Major or Red Laser, and all of the figures that are available right now from those lines will pop up, and they're, anywhere from $15 to like $35 a piece, depending on what.
Do they usually say knockoff?
No, they're all made like by dudes like us. Like they just make them in their basement. Or people sell them on Facebook all the time.
I mean, if you're looking for a knockoff, then you're gonna find it. It's pretty easy.
Mm-hmm. Well, like the Steel Brigade, like to get him complete, he's $150 ish for a nice one. And this one is one of the ones that like really pisses people off because he's painted and molded exactly like the original. And if he's standing on a shelf, you can't tell. Like my friend Jeremy, everybody knows Jeremy. He's like the G.I. Joe guy around here. Like he walked into my house one day and saw this up on the shelf, and he's like, "Is that a Steel Brigade?" I was like, "No, it's a. I mean, yeah, but it's a Black Major." And he's like, "Oh, damn, it looks really good."
Good.
But yeah,
so there's no like website or for like a company that's putting out stuff.
Sir Toys. Sir Toys is spelled SIRTOYS. Sir Toys sells KOs. They sell upscale KOs, and then they sell like normal KOs. But I don't know, they're kind of hit or miss on the quality. You can watch like video reviews of their toys.
Watch a lot of reviews, read a lot of reviews.
Yeah.
Don't pay big prices.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe start with one just to get a taste of the seller. Maybe
there are.
Check like if you're buying on eBay, look at their seller reviews. If they've been seller, if they've been a seller in Hong Kong since 2021 and they got 3 reviews and 2 of them are bad, then I wouldn't do that. But like I'm a stickler for checking people's scores and stuff, and if they've been on sale for 2008 and they're doing pretty good, then I'll buy from them.
There's a Facebook group called Pro Repro.
Okay.
And practically anything that you need, like especially like accessories and stuff, you can get there. Like you just get on there and just ask, and someone will chime in with, "Oh yeah, this dude makes them," and then usually like they'll tag them, and that person will chime in and be like, "Yeah, I make those, and it's this much." And like that's where I found those bad accessories. There's a guy named Jason Lucky that makes those, and I got those from him. I think when I bought them, it was $15 shipped to my door for a set of them.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
because he combined shipping, I think I paid $25 for 2 sets. But like everything, like Transformers and Motu stuff, like people are making reproductions of some of their equipment and a lot of their equipment. And
I guess I have seen weapons again. People on eBay.
Yeah,
I've thought about picking up some of those.
Yeah, and but that Facebook group is where I find a lot of stuff like that. And like for the G.I. Joe stuff, the Black Major and Red Laser stuff, practically all the G.I. Joe groups online, or on Facebook, like the people that make that stuff are in those groups and they're selling that stuff. There's actually one dude that just started making his own figures, like not to sell to anybody, but just to see if he could do it.
Sure.
And like where the joints are, where the rivets would go through, he's embedded wire into it so that it won't crack. And his figures are like really, really good quality. I have no idea how the hell he's doing it. If he ever does decide to sell, he's going to make bank on it because they're really good.
So would that fall into more of the third party
or bootleg?
Yeah, I mean,
like
I would say third party because he's not doing exact copies. They're like the wrong color. Like that Cobra Trooper that I had out, that blue color, that light blue. Like there was never a Cobra Trooper that was released in that color. They were all more like the color of like Evil Lynn's cape and stuff, like super dark blue.
Well, Eddie, any final words on KOs?
Love him, man.
Yeah.
I mean, some people hate him. Like,
that's true.
Like,
purists.
Purists hate them, but I don't give a shit.
That's right.
I like the figures on my shelves. They look cool to me. I dig them.
Heck yeah.
I didn't spend, like, if you look at my masterpiece shelf, if they were all legit masterpieces between Autobots and Decepticons and, the Beast Wars figures, that's like $5,000.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they're buying you the original figures, then fuck what they think.
Yeah. So it's like, I got them all on my shelves for probably less than $1,000. So
yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate you teaching us the ways of the KOs and how there's a lot of diamonds in the rough to be found, and it's not a bad negative thing. It can be a really cool thing. That's awesome.
Yep.
All right, well, let's take a quick break. Let's hear from our podcast network.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
And we're back. That's right. Hey, Elgin, what's going on over there? Why don't you take us on a store tour?
All right, today's store that we're going to go visit, we're going to visit through the internets, I guess, because this store we've never been to. It's called KaveMann Toys. That's spelled KaveMann. There's 3 locations.
Man, they can't spell it all.
Probably because he's a caveman.
That's probably true.
First one is in Lymington Meadows, 207 Mississippi Trail, Lymington, Maine. The other is in Repeats Comics at 141 Main Street, Belmont, New Hampshire. And the other is in Southern Maine Indoor Flea Market, Route 1 in Scarborough, Maine, vendor number 40. We were following them on Instagram. Check out their stuff. They have a bunch of vintage stuff from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Their tagline on their page is, "From the dawn of man, we have forged for survival. Now we forge for fun." So I thought it was a cool.
That sounds pretty cool.
And the guy who runs it seems like a pretty cool guy, and cool to hang out with and talk vintage stuff with him. And check out his 3 stores, I guess. He also ships across the United States. So
that's good to know.
You could go onto. I think he has a probably the page that like a eBay page or something like that. Just check out his Instagram page or Facebook, and you'll see all the cool stuff there.
Yes, give him a follow. KaveMann Toys.
Yeah,
I like having friends on the internet. Thanks for and if you didn't gather, Elgin, he's mans up that Instagram page. He's getting us to about 1 million followers right now. So
working on it. Working on getting that Instagram money, I guess.
Oh, well, we'll keep waiting for that.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next segment. It's Corey with Talking Toys.
Hey! Is there a break in between that part where I need to shut up?
I'll fix
Let's
it.
see.
I've already fixed it.
Talking Toys. Pause for music to be inserted.
Every single fucking time.
I've already fixed it. We're already fixed. We're past the part.
Is this all going to be in there?
I'm guessing so.
Hey, everybody. Talking Toys. Do you collect knockoffs? Do it. I'm starting to sound like Eddie. Well, do ya?
Wow. Hey, my name is Eddie, and do you have the toys collect?
What?
I hate you.
I don't think he sounded like that.
This is why we haven't hung out in years.
I know. Eddie's short for Everardo. That's his name is actually Everardo. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, you're saying it right.
Am I rolling my R's long enough? Everardo.
Oh, I hate you.
Eddie Arreola. But you don't roll your L's. Anyway, so, people are talking. Jason Zbornik, JZB. He says, on occasion, I bring myself to spend $500. What? On occasion? How do you make your money?
He's a trust fund.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
No wonder your dick's so big.
Right.
On occasion, I bring myself to spend $500 on Transformers Zone figures from back in the day. So I had no problem spending $40 on a boxed knockoff. Quality was pretty good, and it filled the need. I'm hesitant to buy knockoff masterpieces for ethical reasons.
I wonder what that's about.
I don't know.
He has ethics?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, it's probably like those
Children Factory,
Billy Madison type ethics. But when it's different enough, like the oversized figures, I'll get them too. Those oversized Headmasters figures were sweet. And then Byron Clark says, I love a good almost but not quite figure, and the kaiju collecting world is full of bizarre bootlegs. I especially love this. It's totally not Gigan Toho can't sue if he's got fingers figure, and then he posted some fucking chicken hawk thing.
I actually commented on that.
I know.
I had that figure when I was a kid.
You did? You
and I had no idea. I was like, it's got to be Godzilla or something.
Yeah.
I don't fucking
remember. That weird looking chicken hawk thing. It's
That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
I remember just being a kid and I was like, this thing sucks.
Thank you, Eddie. I take back everything that anyone said about you. And then he says he decided he was going to chime in some bullshit about, of course, Corey's entire collection is knockoff since modern G.I. Joe is just a sad rehash of Megaforce. And then he posted a GIF of Barry Bostwick licking his thumb after it's been up Brian's asshole, I guess.
Oh.
Assuming no. So Megaforce. Do you know this movie?
That's a movie?
I don't think
Megaforce is a movie. Megaforce was a fucking fantastic movie. Oh my god. It's one of those watch it with a group.
Check it out, I guess?
Yeah, it's one of those watch it in a group type movies. It was made in 1982.
Oh, there you go.
But it's not set in the future.
Enough said.
It's just like this elite team of people from all over the world. There's only one woman in the entire movie. Barry Bostwick is like the main guy. He was in
I thought you were going to say Barry
Rocky
Bostwick
Horror
was the woman.
And he was on what was that show with David Spade?
News
Radio. No.
Spin City.
Spin City. He was on Spin City. And then the only other notable person in there was the dude that played Devin Miles in Knight Rider. But there's this epic ending where this motorcycle, for no fucking reason whatsoever, just starts like he's riding this motorcycle and just starts flying it. And it's just like, and then he like goes upside down, like he's not gonna fall off this motorcycle. He does a barrel roll on, and there's so much blue screen. And the movie, like they used the actual blue screen room as part of the set, like their meeting room. So there's like blue furniture and blue chairs, and the blue walls are all blue. And they're like, "Yeah, this looks like a conference room." And everybody's running around in gold spandex. And the toy line from that movie was practically non-existent. There were like 6 Hot Wheels, and that was it. And I had 2 of them. It was like this cool little dune buggy thing, and it was like super awesome. When I first saw that, I thought when he said Megaforce, I thought he was talking about the 1989 Kenner line, which
maybe he is.
No, because of the GIF. Fuck Brian. Unfuck. Nope.
No.
I can't even do it. No, which those were actually really cool. And I know I'm getting way off topic of talking toys, but whatever. It's
Megaforce rules.
That's my time. No, those Megaforce ones, they're actually really cool. They were like a 1/87 scale, so they were like the same size as Micro Machines.
Yeah.
And everything from like the little Micro Machine sized tanks and jets all the way up to like this 2-foot long, like space station looking headquarters thing with like a rocket launcher and all this shit. And it was called the Goliath. They had names like Goliath and Thorhammer and shit. Badass. And they only made them for 1 year. It was 2 army factions. There was the V-Rox and the Triax. And the thing that was like kind of different about that line was that like there was no good guys and bad guys. There was no marketing scheme at all for these are the good guys and these are the bad guys. They just kind of let you decide. And
here's a bunch of toys.
Yeah, here's a bunch of like teeny tiny little war toys, and you can mix them with your Micro Machines, and you'll figure it out. You're not that stupid. Stupid enough to buy these. I'm sure Brian has an entire collection of them.
Okay, you too.
Yeah, that's talking toys. What were we talking about?
Awesome.
Toys, I think.
Well, thanks everyone for chiming in. We love hearing from you. That's going to do it, guys. Eddie, you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You made it to the end.
Yeah.
Dude, thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for having me, man. It was awesome. I love talking toys. So
heck yeah.
I can tell by your boner.
Okay.
Shut up. I was trying to hide it.
It's called a toner. It's a toy boner.
Exactly.
A toner? I haven't heard that one. That's good.
Yeah, you'll see.
Pretty sure we made it.
Hashtag toner.
Hashtag toner.
You'll see it in all our posts now. Yep. But that's what it means. I didn't want to tell anyone what it meant.
Yeah.
And just have it be there for like 10 years.
They're like, why are they talking about copy machines?
Yeah, I know. No one's ever asked, why is hashtag toner?
Yeah.
That means toy boner.
Yep.
Okay, well, you can
start using it now. It'll be like 2 months before anyone hears this.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you can talk to Eddie and all of us in our Facebook group. It's just called Cracktastic Plastic. Get in there and share those toy pictures and show us your knockoffs and third parties and weird-ass things. Yeah? You look like you're going to say something.
Not to be confused with the Facebook page.
That's right.
Yeah.
But Skeletor is going to tell you all about those places that you need to hit up and visit. So thanks, everyone, for listening. Let's get out there and find some more toys.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Later.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.